Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Okay, guys, we are from Group E, and today we would like to present our presentation about theme and RHEME. So, first, I would like to introduce our group members. First is me, Apriliana Andita Wardini, and the second is Anna Primasari, and the last is Siti Lutfia. And first, I would like to explain about the introduction for theme and RHEME, the clause as message. In this chapter, we'll look at how we structure information in English, what we put where and why. To do this, we will consider each clause as a message, which is in turn part of a larger message, the text. Each clause, if you like, in a stream of message is related either to the preceding or following discourse or to the context. A message comes from somewhere and leads to somewhere. And next topic is theme and rhyme. So, in terms of looking at a clause as a message, the theme looks backwards, relating to current message to what has gone before. The rhyme points both backwards and forwards by picking up on information which is already available and adding to it by presenting information which was not there before. The interaction of theme and rhyme governs how the information in a text develops. And next is type of theme. First is ideational theme. Ideational theme. The ideational or topical theme is usually but not always the first nominal group in the class. Topical themes may also be nominal group complexes, adverbial groups, prepositional phrases, or embedded clauses. In the unmarked case, the topical theme is also the subject. A topical theme, which is not the subject, is called a marked topical theme. So, for the example from unmarked topical themes, nominal group as theme. Jack as a nominal to be a theme and went up the hill to be a rhyme, and nominal group complex as theme. Jack and Jill is nominal group complex as theme and went up to the hill is rhyme, and embedded clause what Jack and Jill did as theme was go up the hill as rhyme. And next is example from marked topical themes. Adverbial as theme. Down is a adverbial as theme and Jack fell as a rhyme. Prepositional phrase as theme. Up the hill is prepositional phrase as a theme and Jack and Jill went as rhyme. Complement as theme is complement as theme, we can see his crown complement as a theme and he broke as a rhyme. And the second type is textual themes. Textual themes relate the clause to its context. They can be continuative and or conjunctive, adjuncts, and conjunctions. The line between conjunction and conjunctive adjuncts is often a fine one. One difference is that conjunctive adjuncts are more free to move in a clause, whereas conjunctions are pretty well restricted to being at the beginning. For example, write as a continue as a continuative, and what we need to do today is a topical. So continuative and topical is a theme, and phrase is revised for our test as a rim. And the second example is well as continuative, and on the other hand is conjunctive, and we subject is topical as a theme and could wait as a rim. And next is interpersonal themes will be explained by Anna. Anna, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, April. So in here, I will talk about interpersonal teams. So in interpersonal teams, have two subpart. There are modal agent and vocative. So the next slide, please. So first, we will talk about modal agent. The next slide, please. So, model agent, usually called common agent, express the speaker judgment on or attitude to the content of the message. So, model agent include perhaps, probably, usually, to my mind, and extract. So, for the example, I have the sentence, perhaps we can wait until next week. So perhaps as model, as interpersonal, we as topical, and can wait until next week as RHEME. So model, interpersonal, and topical as team. The next slide, please. So the second material have vocative. So, for a material vocative, a name or a nickname of address someone used to get attention of their relationship. For intense personal name, my dear, honey, darling, and any other address. Only thematic if they occur before the topical theme, a finite verb, or a modal agent. So I have two example for sentence. Now, kids, you need to wake up. Now, as a continuative and textual, kids, vocative, and interpersonal, you as topical, and need to wake up as RHEME. So, in here, in this sentence, kids, it means is interpersonal theme as it is used as vocative, while the topical theme is you. So the second sentence have kids go to school every morning. So kids as topical and theme, and go to school every morning as RHEME. So in this sentence, have function, kids in this clause is the subject of the clause and function as topical theme. So the next slide, please. So more about theme. Clause as theme in a clause complex. So in here have material in a hypothetical clause complex. If the dependent clause comes first, then the dependent clause is treated as the theme for the whole clause complex. For the example, the first sentence I have, if the dependent clause come first. If as structural, the dependent clause as topical come first as RHEME. Structural and topical have function as theme, and team and RHEME has function as a team. So in the next sentence, I have then it is a team for the whole complex. Then as structural, it as topical is the theme for the whole complex as RHEME. So structural and topical have function as theme and RHEME has function as RHEME. So another slide please. So on the next material I have thematic equative. So the next slide please. Okay, for a thematic equative, this occurs in certain identified clauses where the theme and rhyme are equated with each other. For example, is what we wanted to do was wait until next week. So what we wanted to do as theme and was wait until next week as rhyme. So another material is next slide please. So the next material I have predicated theme. So for next slide please. So for predicate theme are the structure in which the element at the beginning of the sentence are introduced with the predicative formula it plus b. After that, there is a nominal or adverbial group that receive emphasis. So I have one sentence for the example. It was electors who made the decision. So it as team was the electors as rim who as team and made the decision as rim. So team and rim in sentence it was the lecturers as team and team and rim uh, as who sentence who made the decision as rim. So the next material. So in the next material, I will explain about theme and mood. And theme and mood have three subbabs. There are in theme in interrogative, theme in imperative, and theme in exclamative. So on the next slide, please. So I have material about theme and interrogative. The next slide, please. Polar, the vignette which precedes the subject, is thematic if the subject is also the topical theme. So I have example, did you sleep on the couch last night? So did as finite, you as subject, sleep on the couch last night as rhyme, finite and subject as theme. In marked topical theme case, if we find it come after the marked topical theme, so it is not thematic. So I have example. Last night, did you sleep on the couch? Last night has have function as topical, and did you sleep on the couch as rim. So topical as have function as theme. So I think enough for my description. So, and in this material, in the next material will be explained by Lutfi. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Okay,
Okay.
so first I will explain about theme in imperative. Next slide. Okay, the imperative is the only type of clause in which the predicator, the verb, is regularly found as theme. Verbal group function as predicator plus preceding tone if negative. There are two ways of treating theme in imperative clauses. First, either as rhyme only. For example, write your name in the upper right-hand corner. This sentences is only as rhyme. And then second, treat the process as theme. Write your name in the upper right-hand corner. What is as process in this function is as theme, and then your name in the upper right hand corner as rhyme. Next slide, please. And then the next is team in exclamative. This consists of WH element plus either a nominal group or an adverbial group. For example of WH element plus nominal group, what an unforgettable moment it is. What an unforgettable moment as team, and then it is as RHEME. And then for example of WH element plus adverbial group, how fast he drives. How fast as team, and then he drives as RHEME. And then next slide. The next is theme and new information. Next slide. Okay. Another important aspect of how text develop is through the interaction of theme and new information. Once information has been presented in a text, it is then available to be developed. Information can either be picked up as theme or it can be accumulated as new. For example, I am getting tired of you. I as theme, and then you as new. You're getting tired of me. You as theme, and then me as new. And then it's the final act of our little tragedy. It as theme, and the final act of our little tragedy as new. Okay, next slide. The next is theme and text development. The example of analyzed text below is analyzed for the theme with a discussion of the differences in the theme patterns following. If only component of the theme is topical, then only theme is written. For example, I think governments are necessary. I as theme, and then think as RHEME. And then governments as theme are necessary also as RHEME. Because if there weren't any, there wouldn't any law. Because as structural, if also structural, structural is textual theme, and then there is topical. This all of this is theme, and then weren't any as RHEME. There as theme, wouldn't any law as RHEME. Uh, I'm will explain a little bit about this. In this text, the participants are introduced in the first line. The pronoun I as theme and the addressee as new. In the second line, the position are reversed. The addressee as theme and the pronoun as new. The final line summarizes all information in the previous two lines as it present this as theme, then using a relational identifying process adds new information, which also summarizes the previous text, using our as a possessive dictic to include the participants and final act and little tragedy in a nominalized from the reformulate all the previous information as new. This is just a small example, but it illustrates interaction between theme and new information in the development of a text. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lutfi, and that's all for today from our presentation. And we apologize if there is a mistake from our presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay,
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Body, I'm an icon, man. And my girl about a 10. I should fuck her in